Okay, hi everybody. My name is Laurent, as you all know, and I'll be presenting on The Merry Wives of Windsor. So, The Merry Wives of Windsor is a very interesting play. I found it actually much easier to read than the other plays of Shakespeare that I've done. And I think something very interesting would be the question of whether it's a shoddy script or a magical masterpiece. As you see later, actually, The Merry Wives of Windsor seems to be a very weak play. And the reason why, there are actually a number of reasons why, and I'll go through them in the slide. So without further ado, okay, before we start, I want to talk about some background on the play first. So yes, the play has been written between 1957 and 1601, and it was commissioned by Lord Hudson on the behest of Queen Elizabeth I. So some background here is that actually Lord Hudson was supposed to be promoted to the Knights of the Garter, and this institution this institution headquarters was actually in Windsor, hence the title of the play. And yeah, so this play was actually perhaps a thank you letter to Queen Elizabeth. And okay, so Queen Elizabeth actually wanted to see a character from Henry the Fourth, Falstaff, which was a quite a lovable fat knight, and he wanted to see this knight in love. So perhaps Lord Hudson heard her and then relayed this idea to Shakespeare. But Shakespeare had a very very tight time frame to write this play. He only had 14 days, and he finished writing the play in 10 days. So generally, it was a very hasty work. And if you work against the clock, generally your play will not be that good, which is why we can see some signs of why Shakespeare's play, in this play, um, is considered his weakest play. It's considered incomplete, and um, some people actually shows a difference between this play and his other play, where he has masterful planning of his characters. Yeah, and this is also quite typical of a Shakespearean comedy. Okay, so why is it an incomplete play? There are some things that you can see throughout the play. So there are actually many errors in the play. You can see that the Shadow Falstaff role, or the conflict in the beginning of the play, where they um, argue about Falstaff tricking them, and how he wants to complain to the king about Falstaff and all this. And you can see there's also a lot of very disjointed subplots that never really get resolved within the play, like the horse stealing in Act 4. Okay, horse stealing in Act 4 may be related into the play, but the fact is that it's not integrated into the play itself. As in, how does having the horse stealing affect the play at all? It does not. It does not even build on the play. And the Caius Grand Affair is just made a passing mention of. Okay, it might be the fact that there may be something going on in the capital, but it's never really explained. It's just left there hanging, and none of us really know what this Grand Affair is. So I wouldn't think it's lazy writing, but it's more like it's not explained, it's not elaborated upon. Yeah. And the next is also the Caius Evan revenge does not happen. So after building up almost one entire scene about, oh, I'm gonna fight Evans, I'm gonna kill him, he's not gonna see the light of day, then it just disappears into oblivion, and it never gets mentioned again later in the play. So this is also another of these subplots that just get forgotten. And finally, it's Page inexplicable acceptance of Fenton. So at the end of the play, after they've been trying to get Slender and trying to get Caius to marry Anne, at the end of the play they just, so you marry Fenton already? Okay. So be it lah. Okay, let's just go and have a marriage. There's no it doesn't make sense. There's no conflict when this is brought up. It's just laid down there, and apparently Page just accepts it. So there's some problems over here that you can see. Okay, so some of the things I can find in play is the character caricatures. So Slender and Caius, they are typical of the two Grosstacks that accompany the main male interest that pursues the female love interest, which is Anne. Yeah, so if you actually see some of Shakespeare's comedy or other Shakespeare's play, there's always three suitors um, chasing after the female love interest, and usually there are two of them that are Grosstacks, whereas the two of them that are not the main male, um, main the main male love interest, and it's just there to provide variety, and the main male interest. So you can see this also happening in this play. And then Shallow and Sir Hugh Evans. So they are, yeah, they are actually look, their presentations make them look really silly, and they're just here in the play for comic relief. I mean, this play is a comedy after all. So Shallow, yeah, they are all shallow in wit, and Hugh Evans is just um, going along with shallow, so he's also of quite shallow wit. If you can see that his pretensions make him really really silly. And Missions quickly works very quickly to spoof spell stuff. So I think her name is also um, quite quite yeah. Her name is actually quite representative of her character. She also has a couple of comedic moments where she mishears William's Latin lesson and then imagines a lot of sexual innuendo. So that's also quite funny. Okay. Another thing that you can observe in the play is also about xenophobia. Those people that are not part of the Windsor circle to begin with are actually made to be very silly and made to be made fun of a lot of times. So you can see these foreigners and others of other descent are made fun of during the play for their poor accent and misheard words. So Mr. Quickly, yeah, as I said before, we will mistake their Latin words for a lot of sexual innuendo. So this is quite funny where she actually hears all the Latin words and then thinks that it sounds something different. And yeah, so it just shows that she's not very smart, and it provides an additional element of humor to the play. And the second thing, Caius also is made fun of his French descent, and the fact of his authority does not come from Windsor but comes from other place. Evans and Shallow is also made fun of. Evans is made fun of his Welsh accent, and Shallow is also made fun of because his authority comes from the monarchy and not from Windsor. So all his essence, all his words are all made fun of because they are not from Windsor. So you can see these foreign things that, although may not have anything to do with Singapore, and xenophobia in general may not have anything to do with Singapore, something that happened in the Byzantine over 500 years ago still has relevance now. Even in Singapore, we can see still this xenophobia coming out in different areas. So we can see that xenophobia is not isolated to places just with races, religion. It may also happen even with people of the same nationality, just because they sound different. So this is something that we can think about, whether there's actually certain things that we can pick up from the miracles of Windsor that can actually happen, that can actually appear in Singapore society and Singapore in large. So is there actually xenophobia with belonging? Is it right to actually criticize people because they do not belong to our center of friends? They do not belong to our circle of friends, do not belong to our society? When people come from other countries and come to Singapore to work, is it right to actually go and criticize them for stealing our jobs? Yes, so this is something that we can think about. Okay. Finally, why Shakespeare's play is actually very popular, and how come even though it's his weakest play, it's still popular, is because The Marriage of Windsor is actually about middle class. The middle class that comprises the majority of the people in Shakespeare's time. And we can see in The Marriage of Windsor that he actually satirizes the lower class, the middle class, and the upper class. So the upper class people are treated as paranoid, are treated as jealous, and a lot of people here actually try to distinguish themselves, try to distinct themselves within the play, saying they want to carve fortune for themselves. And in the end, everybody is treated as middle class. And yes, even though during the play they are trying to carve out a niche for themselves, at the end of the play, all are equal at the wedding feast. So the middle class, the upper class, the lower class, all of them are integrated into the plot. So we can see that because it's a middle class play, it's relatable to a lot of people. And because neither the upper class nor the lower class or anyone is given preferential treatment, it shows that it can be very relatable to the people. Previously in Shakespeare's other play, he was talking about the English kings, Henry the First, Second, Third, Fourth, Richard the Third. All these are all about the bloody kings, about bloody conflicts that happened in the upper class society. So perhaps the middle class, the lower class, the non-aristocrats may not be very relatable to them. But in this play, we can see how Shakespeare uses the common people and infuses them into the play to make it a very comedic yet interesting play that does not try to exclude anyone from the humor and the comedic aspects of the play. So that could be a reason why Shakespeare, this play is very well received. Okay, So that's all I have. Thank you.